Welcome to the Align to Win podcast. This podcast is where leadership, operations, and data come together to drive real results. I am Dr. Sophia Brown, and I'm excited to kick off this first episode by talking about something that I believe sits at the core of why so many organizations, especially healthcare organizations, struggle to succeed. What is it? It is alignment. Because here's the truth. Most organizations do not fail because people aren't working hard. They fail because they are not aligned. You can have strong leaders, smart teams, and the best technology in place, but if those things aren't working together in a coordinated way, performance breakdown. And I've seen this firsthand. In healthcare, especially, I've watched organizations invest in transformation, implement new systems, and roll out major initiatives, and still struggle to get the outcome they expect. Not because the strategy was wrong, but because alignment was missing from the beginning. And that is exactly what this podcast is about. Each episode, we're going to break down how alignment shows up in leadership, how it impacts operations, and how low data, especially in informatics, either supports alignment or creates even more confusion. Some weeks, I'll just be sharing insights and frameworks. Other weeks, I'll be bringing in leaders from nursing, from operations, from informatics, from technology to speak about what they're seeing on the ground. And occasionally, we'll break down real-world scenario where things work or where things do not work. Those will be good. If you are responsible for leading teams, driving change, or improving performance, this podcast is for you. Let's talk about what you're seeing on the ground floor. Because at the end of the day, strategy does not fail on paper. It fails in execution. And execution fails when alignment is missing. So let's get into it. First, let's talk about operational alignment, which is the backbone of any organization. Think of it like a well-oiled machine where every part is working together seamlessly, that when operational alignment is in place, this is what healthcare should look like, right? A well-oiled machine. But in reality, what are we seeing? Most organizations are operating in silos. Oh, the departments within these organizations are often siloed. Departments, they function independently, communication breakdown and inefficiencies start to compound. This causes significant waste, and think about waste revenue. I help you save money. I remember working with a hospital where the clinical team and the nutrition team were both doing great work, but they were not aligned. Patients were receiving care plans that did not match across the disciplines. This led to confusion and ultimately it impacted outcomes. Not because people weren't capable, but because they were not connected. And that is where alignment matters. Simple shift like interdisciplinary collaboration, shared workflows, and clear communication can completely change the outcome. Let's think about it. Now, let's talk about leadership alignment. Because remember, even the best operation will struggle if leadership isn't aligned. I've seen organizations where executives are passionate about patient centered care. But when vision never reached the frontline leaders, and when that happens, you get disconnected. You get inconsistencies. What else do you get in these cases? You get teams moving in different directions. So, alignment in leadership means more than just setting the vision. It means ensuring that vision is understood, is translated, and executed at every level of the organization. One of the most effective things I've seen is creating intentional space for leaders to align. Whether that's leadership roundtables or cross-functional discussion or regular strategy check-in. Because alignment doesn't happen once. It happens and have to be maintained. Think about it. Now, finally, let's talk about data and informatics alignment. This is my passion. So, because in healthcare, we have so much data. We're not locking data in healthcare at all. So because of this, we're often overwhelmed by the amount of data that we have. But data alone does not drive results. Alignment does. If one department is measuring success one way and another department is using a completely different matrix, you're not making decisions. No, you are creating confusion. That's why standardization, data governance, and shared definitions of success is so critical. Because when everyone is looking at the same data through the same lens, now you can actually move forward together. So, when you look at these three areas, operations alignment, leadership alignment, and data or informatics alignment, the common thread is clear. Alignment is what connects everything. Without it, even the best strategy will fall apart. With it, organizations can truly perform at a higher level. As we wrap up this first episode, I want to leave this with you. Take a moment to think about your own organization. Where is alignment strong? is there a breakdown in alignment? Because identifying that gap is the first step towards fixing it. If you need a tool, like if you need help with identifying where alignment is strong as opposed to where alignment is breaking down, subscribe to this podcast and reach out to me. I have a tool, an assessment tool just for this. Now, new episodes of the Aligned to Win podcast will be released every other Thursday. So make sure you subscribe so you do not miss what's coming next. And if this conversation resonates with you, if you're seeing misalignment in your organization, you're not alone. It's more common than most people think. But it's also fixable. Thank you for being here for this very first episode of the Aligned to Win podcast. Until next time, let's align to win.